What's up, guys? Up for review today is 2008's forgotten MCU movie, The Incredible Hulk. I won't get into any plot details, but in case you're wondering, no, this isn't Mark Ruffalo. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the audio and video quality. Now for some tech specs. The movie was shot on 35mm. It's got a 2K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 112 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1, so you'll get those letterbox bars if you're watching on a TV. Coming from a decent looking Blu-ray, sharpness and clarity get a nice boost over its 1080p counterpart. Right off the bat though, this isn't a 4K crisp transfer with razor sharp edges, but rather it has a somewhat soft cinematic look to it from being shot on film. That being said, the overall image is tighter and richer with details. Facial lines and pores were more discernible over the standard disc, and background layers were rendered with noticeably varied textures, especially during the jungle scenes. The CGI Hulk holds up well here, but it doesn't look as realistic as a Hulk in the current movies. It wasn't something I thought stood out or was distracting, but he clearly looked digital. HDR usage here was done tastefully and brought out richer and bolder colors. Bright highlights never got overblown or clipped, which is something that I've noticed happening on some older catalog film transfers. The whites were always clean and could get blinding at times, which contrasted well with all the deep blacks in many of the scenes. Chapter 5 looked excellent, with shadow details still very visible during the chase for Banner in the soda factory. And for being a mostly dark film, I hadn't noticed any crushing going on in those darker shots. Audio was done in DTS-X, and if you're expecting a subpar audio experience like those Disney Marvel transfers, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this mix from Universal. The high channels get some decent usage and can be heard in the rain scene in Chapter 6. I did find mostly ambient sounds would be up top with some occasional effects panning. Surround on the lower 7 channels were always active and always room filling. Directional sounds from the gunshots in Chapter 5 can be heard moving throughout the room and sounded very convincing. Bass levels dug extremely low with some crazy infrasonic levels in the beginning of Chapter 4 that will make your skin vibrate. Explosions and gunfire in Chapter 17 will surely give your subwoofer a workout with some very hard-hitting bass. Sound staging was wide and detailed, and dialogue was always front and center and very clean. So for audio, I'm going to go with an 8.7. This is one aggressive and bombastic soundtrack and a definite improvement over the standard Blu-ray. There's some great demo material in this movie. For video, I'd have to go with an 8.5. There's a noticeable bump in resolution and color look great, but the image leans slightly on the softer side, and there is some faint film grain, as should be expected from being shot on 35mm. Now, if you already own the movie on Blu-ray, I think it's a worthy double dip for the 4K version. The new audio mix alone is worth the purchase. So if you're interested in picking up this disc, I'll leave a link in the description down below. If you found the video useful, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to leave us a comment and let us know if you prefer Ruffalo over Norton. Check out our social media links, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you guys again in the next video.